NBA stars can make a huge impact to those that idolize them. Some players lack the responsibility of being in the spotlight, and even become the villain. Welcome to NBA God, and in today's video, we're going over 10 NBA players you didn't know were criminals. At number 10, Jordan Hill. One of the better rebounders during his time in the NBA, he also had his shortcomings. During his playoff run with the Lakers in 2012, that's when he got caught with his first case. On February 29, 2012, Hill had reportedly abused his girlfriend. During that night, he had punched her legs, yanked her off the couch, dragged her on the floor, and threw her into a wall. Hill was slapped on the wrist for this incident, receiving a $500 fine and a 1-year probation. And then, 3 years after this, a video of Hill getting arrested went viral. The police dashcam spotted Hill driving 107 miles an hour, weaving in and out of traffic. Hill was quickly put in handcuffs, and this would be the lasting stain of his career, as he only played for 1 more year. At number 9, Draymond Green. The star power forward was a part of the super team Golden State Warriors that made an incredible run for a couple of years. Though without the all-star supporting cast, he lost some of his presence on the court. One of the better-known trash talkers in the game, Draymond Green could talk all he wanted when he was beside the Splash Brothers. His attitude eventually got the best of him on July 10, 2016, when he was charged with an assault in Michigan. While bar hopping on Saturday night, Green was confronted by a taunting fan. After a shouting match, Green ended up slapping the fan. The cops patrolling the streets that night quickly got Green in handcuffs. He was able to get away with a $500 fine. As an NBA star, it's known he'll have to deal with hot-headed fans, but it's probably not best to give him the old backhand.
About Marcus and Markieff Morris, the twins are accused of beating a man who claims to be their former mentor.
At number 8, Marcus Morris. The 6'8" power forward has traveled to 6 different teams since joining the NBA in 2011, though the below-average rebounder makes an interesting story. He played alongside his brother Markieff on the Phoenix Suns back in 2013. The two brothers were soon labeled sports villains in the Valley due to the headache their actions caused. On January 24, 2015, Marcus and Markieff Morris were involved in an aggravated assault outside the Nina Mason Pulliam Recreation Center in Phoenix. They were a part of a group of 5 who apparently assaulted a 36-year-old Eric Hood. What was the cause of all this? The two brothers found out Hood had sent Morris's mother, quote, an inappropriate text. The mama-loving avenging caused for 2 of those in the group to plead guilty to aggravated assault. But for the Morris twins, they got off clean. At number 7, Kyle Lowry. Though we're living in a nightmare of a suspended NBA season, this definitely isn't the first time we've lived this. During the 2011 season, the players and team owners weren't able to agree on a new collective bargaining agreement. This resulted in 2 months of the league in lockdown. To keep fresh, players would play pickup games around the country. Kyle Lowry was playing a pickup game with other stars in Las Vegas. Lowry's competitive nature got the best of him during the simple game and started to lash out at the female referee that was hired to officiate the game. Continually getting frustrated with the ref, Lowry would threaten her throughout the game. At the end of the game, Lowry reportedly threw the basketball into the ref's chest, again cursing her out and threatening her. When the ref sat down to tie her shoes, Lowry hit her with the ball one more time, almost knocking her out of her seat. On February 2, 2012, Lowry was charged for the misdemeanor battery charge and ordered to serve 100 hours of community service and enroll in an anger management program. At number 6, J.R. Smith. The Cavaliers shooting guard had made a name for himself while on the LeBron-led championship team in 2016. He's also popular for some, mistakes.
J.R. Smith holds up. The Knicks can wait for the last shot of the game.
What was he doing?
I don't know. He wasn't thinking.
But dribble it away. And Hill could not get off a quality.
Forgetting the score in key moments and regrettably dribbling out the clock while tied in the NBA Finals are just a few. Though, there are the other kind of mistakes. In 2007, Smith was driving to his family house in New Jersey when he ran a stop sign and smashed into another car. The police reported he was going 67 miles an hour while he made impact. His friend was ejected from the SUV and fractured his skull, only to pass away 2 days later. The mother of the victim didn't end up pressing charges. Though, this wasn't the last time JR would face a possible legal situation. On July 29, 2018, a fan had recorded JR on the street while on a night out. Smith ended up chucking the fan's phone into the construction site. It honestly probably was really funny to see, but the fan didn't think so. He pressed charges for his broken phone screen, and JR had to turn himself in for criminal mischief. At the end, JR was only forced to pay $600 for the incident. At number 5, Lance Stephenson. As one of the biggest jokesters on the court, the 6'6" guard made plenty of rewatchable moments. Becoming a journeyman in his career, he played for a total of 6 teams. Though blowing in LeBron's ear is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to his actions. Having problems in the past, Stephenson was still able to find himself on an NBA roster, yet nothing he had done would ever compare to what happened on the night of August 16, 2010. While at his New York City apartment, Stephenson allegedly threw his pregnant girlfriend down a flight of stairs. If that doesn't make it worse, he then charged down the stairs towards her and proceeded to slam her head against the bottom step. He was slapped with an assault charge, but suspiciously the case was later dropped. Though technically he's innocent, the story's still horrifying. At number 4, Deshaun Stephenson. Drafted straight out of high school in 2000 to the Utah Jazz, Stephenson faced a lot of pressure at a young age. His draft analysis even compared him to Michael Jordan. Though through his 13-year career, he'd only averaged 7.2 points per game. 13 years in the NBA is a long time. It's impressive. What's even more impressive is sustaining a 13-year career after getting arrested for rape your rookie year. At 20 years old, he was charged with statutory rape for reportedly having consensual sex with a 14-year-old. The girl told the police the two and another former teammate took her and a 15-year-old girl to a motel June 6th after buying a bottle of brandy. He inevitably pleaded no contest and was sentenced to 100 hours community service and 2 years probation.
Rick, you have anything to say to your fans?
At number 3, Greg Oden. As the first overall pick in 2007, the center was expected to be one of the most dominant in his position, even being picked in front of stars like Kevin Durant. His problem with injuries started his rookie year, as he missed the entire season after knee surgery. As his career went on, his list of injuries grew. Eventually, he turned to alcohol to deal with the pain. Now fighting alcoholism, he attacked his girlfriend in his mother's home on August 7, 2014, punching her in the face 3 times, only stopping when his mother pulled him off. He eventually pleaded guilty a year after the incident. He was charged with 2 felony battery counts and ordered to pay a fine and attend counseling. At number 2, DeAndre Liggins. The 6'6" shooting guard had bounced around the NBA and its sub-leagues, having stints all around the world including Russia and Germany. He's a 10-day contract kind of guy. In total, he's been on 9 different professional basketball teams since leaving the University of Kentucky. He unfortunately followed the same path as Greg Oden, and he was charged with domestic violence in 2013. At his home, he attacked his girlfriend in front of their 2-year-old child. He was charged with 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of domestic assault, and charged with assault with a deadly weapon. Eventually, all charges were dropped, though because of his actions, he was cut by his current team, the Thunder, only to struggle to get back into the league ever since. At number 1, Richard Jefferson. The small forward drafted in 2001 was an all-rookie his first season. When he finally won an NBA championship, he was merely a role player, but his experience led him to be a mentor to those on the team. I mean, it also helped that LeBron was on the team. The 18-year career may have gone a little bit too long, as he dwindled a lot at the end. Unfortunately, in his prime, he faced some legal issues. On January 27, 2008, Jefferson was staying at a hotel in Minneapolis after playing the Timberwolves. The incident occurred when Jefferson was in a roped-off area for a private birthday party. He reportedly got angry and choked out the birthday boy until he was unconscious, screaming at him, "Do you know who I am?" Jefferson was charged with 5th-degree assault and a $1,000 fine. That was 10 NBA players you didn't know were criminals. What did you think of the list? Are there any players we missed?